Hello.
Hello, Branka.
Welcome to One Drop Publishing. In this episode, we are going to talk about meditation.
What do you want to know?
Frankly, I never got on with meditation.
Why?
It seems to me it's one of these things people say, oh, it's really good for you and, you get lots of benefits. Like, I don't know, peace of mind But I just don't get it. Like, I get bored. What's the big thing? Like, on one hand, you have these people like, oh, you just need to focus on your breathing, and that's all you knew. You just here in the present, that's fine. And then you have all these other people that say, oh, it's amazing, and I go places, and And I just like the two things seems to very far away from me, and I just don't know. Is that worth pursuing, or should I just be breathing, or will I get just peace of mind, or I mean, you've been meditating for many years.
Yes, I have. But there's many forms of meditation, and that's what people don't realise most of the time.
Right. Like what?
Well, there's simple focus meditation. And
what are those?
Well, like the 9 breath meditation that we're going to teach in our seminars. 9 breath meditation. First of all, every meditation should have a reason. You should never meditate for nothing, and a lot of people do and wonder why it doesn't actually have an effect. Meditation needs to be purposeful. Mm-hmm. So they range from meditation to focus, de-stress, calm down, and so basically slow down and find where you're at. And that sort of meditation is something like the 9 breath meditation that we teach a lot.
Right, because that's really short.
Very short, and most of these meditations should be. Meditation doesn't need to be long, it just needs to be effective. And a lot of the time, meditations are made very, very long, and it's the length of time that sort of people lull themselves into some sort of stupor and feel that that's meditation.
Yeah, I do that.
I know.
Or just go to sleep.
A lot of people do that too, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to use a form of meditation or a meditative mind or state to take yourself to a place of sleep, that's fine. So I tend to break it up into 3 different groups. There's the focus, calm down, sort of be where you're at meditation. Then there's the meditation to enlarge the mind. And then there's the meditation to enlarge the spirit. And
do they like lead on to each other?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, they do. You can't do the spirit enlargement unless you can do the focus. It'll never work. And anything you do get actually could be quite dangerous. The purpose of meditation is mindfulness.
Yeah.
And mindfulness is exactly what it says. It's a full mind. It's not an empty mind. It's not nothing. It's everything. And in order to do that, you have to teach yourself to, first of all, slow down. Most people live life at 1,000,000 miles an hour, and it doesn't really help them when it comes to mindfulness, because you can't think peacefully fast enough to live like that, and the stress will get you, the speed and activity will get you, and it will eventually cause you problems.
Right, so in order to not feel as stressed in this contemporary life, you could meditate. Yeah?
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Meditation in that way, or in that respect, is mindfulness, like I said, and it's sort of learning to be who you are, where you are, and use it to focus and calm down.
Right, so that's to release mental pressure.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
So that's one purpose of meditation. 9 breath meditation does that exceptionally well. I taught you another one once that I called In a Smile.
Yes.
It's a common meditation. There are many versions of it. And inner smile is about body awareness, and it's also about mental peace. So it moves up a step from the focus meditations, and it gives you an awareness of what you are physically and what you feel mentally. And that type of meditation, where basically you send your attention to body parts, body functions. So breath meditation would come into that, where you listen to the breathing and you focus to the breathing, and then being aware of where your body is in the space that it inhabits gives you a great sense of presence and gives you a great ability to be very aware of everything around you. This type of meditation is very useful for things like Tai Chi, like yoga, dance, any form of bodily movement really,
Right.
even martial art. It doesn't matter. If you're aware of your body, where it's moving, where it's sort of situated in the space around you and what's around you, you can use it better. So the first meditation I would recommend, and I recommend this to all my students who do Tai Chi with me, that they first learn to focus and slow down,
Yeah.
and then calm the mind. It doesn't have to be empty. And like I say, most of those meditations are quite quick. It can be done very quickly before a yoga or a Tai Chi session. And after that, then you can meditate to find where your body is. Get in touch with your body. Then when you move through these ancient sort of movement systems, you're very aware of where your skeleton is, where your muscles are, which part of the body you're using, you're moving, where you're putting it, how you get it there.
Yeah.
And it will improve your practice. So again, the meditation has a distinct purpose.
Oh, I thought it was just to relax.
No.
Okay. But yeah,
No.
that makes sense.
Can be used to relax, of course it can. You will be relaxed. A meditative state makes you relaxed. You are relaxed if you're in a meditative state.
Yeah.
So it can be done that way, and it has that purpose too. So the same one, the inner smile one that I teach, that most people who start that with me, for the first dozen or 20 times, they will fall asleep.
Yeah, it is very nice.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's great for that, and it's actually really good to use to fall asleep to. So you can.
But
you
you're
can
saying that
send
basically
yourself
it's
there.
a tool for you to be more embodied.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
more empowered with your body too. So you are in control then, rather than the body reacting to stimulus without you being in control of it. You can control it.
Okay.
So when you're doing yoga or Tai Chi or that type of movement or Pilates, any of these, you're purposely directing yourself. You won't injure yourself as much for a start,
Yeah.
because you'll know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. The third type of meditation, like I say, is the spiritual meditation. The spiritual meditation is common in every single form of spirituality, regardless what it is. Islamic scholars meditate, Christian scholars meditate, non-Christian scholars meditate.
Yeah, because meditation is not prayer.
No,
It's different.
prayer is a completely different
Yeah.
thing. Meditation is a way of actually transporting. It can be. But you need the other two first.
I think sometimes I come across people who say, well, because I am a believer of whatever faith, I can't meditate because that's Buddhist.
That's mainly a lack of education.
Okay.
I find this a lot with Christian and Islamic scholars, or not scholars, but followers, if you like. And actually, if they read their scriptures, they often talk about meditation and being in a meditative state.
Right, because you're more open to guidance, if you like, or whatever.
Yes. Yeah. So yes, they do. They do have meditation, but they seem to have stopped teaching it. So, and they've sort of replaced meditation with prayer, and actually the two things are very different.
Okay.
So, but going back to the
please.
spiritual versions of meditation, they vary according to the spiritual path that you follow. None of them are wrong.
No.
None of them are wholly right. All of them have purpose, and all of them give purpose to a meditation. So they should be used as such.
Okay. So what would be, in a spiritual meditation, what would you set, if you could have a goal or whatever, what is it you're trying to achieve?
I think mainly people who are going into a spiritual meditation are looking to touch the divine.
Okay.
And whichever version of the divine you believe in is where you're trying to get to. Even if that divine is contained within yourself.
Right.
It doesn't matter. That's still what you're looking to find. You're either looking for divine aspects within yourself, divine aspects within the surroundings that you live in, the environment or the creation that you are resident in, or the actual divine beings themselves. But it does depend very wholly on the form of spirituality you follow. The meditative technique and the meditative system will be different for each one. The commonalities are the same as the original two. First of all, they will teach you to focus and calm down and slow down, and then they'll make you very aware of who and what you are,
Right.
and where your body is, so you can find the spirit.
But say if you are looking for sort of a way to enlarge your spirituality, if you like, but not through any kind of spiritual practice, so not, or any kind of religious practice.
Yeah, the two things are very different, religious practice and spiritual practice. Using meditation, as long as you follow the first two steps, using a meditative state to look for spiritual guidance is a worthwhile pursuit. And there are many, many instances and teachings that a teacher will appear. And what you have to do is you have to decide whether that teacher is a correct teacher or an incorrect teacher for you. My overriding measure, if you like, of deciding that is what that teacher expects. If that teacher is expecting you to follow blindly the words of another, the words of an organization, the words of a book, the words of a written scroll, or the tenements of some other form of living, for me this is a form of enslavery. And you actually having choices taken away from you rather than given to you. You may gain a certain amount of things from following that spiritual practice, but ultimately you're relinquishing your ability to choose for yourself, because you are being chosen for, if you like. And whilst that's part and parcel of a spiritual journey, you have to be aware that, okay, I'll travel this spiritual path for a while until a time comes when it's no longer the spiritual path for me. And at that point, you will choose yourself where you're going next. If you don't do that, if you blindly keep on going instead of choosing for yourself, you lose your own direction.
But because that can be very comforting if someone else is telling you what to do.
If you believe in spirituality, if you believe in the divine purpose of a human, then actually you're looking for self-empowerment.
Yeah.
You're looking for self-divine, and you're not going to find that in any organization. You're only going to find that within yourself. Your pathway to finding that is going to be yours. And there should be no other person on the face of the planet to decide whether that's right or wrong for you. Because you know you, and that person doesn't. They may have a whole series of things. I do. I teach my students things.
Yeah.
But I also teach them this.
Yes.
That they can choose. They don't have to follow what I say. They don't even have to do it the way I say it. They can learn it, and then they can adapt it for themselves. They can make their own version. That's fine.
Yeah.
I have no problems with that whatsoever. any of the teachings I teach them, any of the things I tell them about, any of the systems I explain to them, they can find their own way through that. I give them information, they choose what they do with it. And meditation's great for that. A meditative state, once you learn how to use it, gives you the ability to use all your abilities, because you will be able to join the mind and the body and the presence of you all together into one being,
Yeah.
consciously.